right? I've been working with Mudra for past 3.5 years and working as a brand manager. I would not call this a session that will be giving a formal tone. It would be like a storytelling video podcast. But let me introduce myself in detail. I've been working with Mudra for past 3.5 years. I have close to 10 years in advertising. Then started off a copywriter, then worked with Maitri, Stark, Ogilvy, DDB Mudra. I used to handle clients like ITC, Sonata, Prestige, Ujjivan Bank, Allen Solly, Hayward, Foster, etc. So, with your permission, let me uh, just a minute, this is a small hiccup. Yeah. So I would want you all to be on mute so that things are working seamlessly. If there are any feedbacks or anything, you can just give me gestures, like, dislike, so that I can pause the presentation and address your concern. Um, and any question answer can be addressed towards the end of session. All right. So let's move on to the agenda. So the agenda is about taking you guys through the advertising industry, the challenges and opportunities, right? This cannot be covered in 30 minutes, but I would try my best to give you the essence of it. I would like to tell you how interesting or fun this world is about, how much you can use your common sense and judgment, and which all can be like a part of management because you all are coming from a B school, right? Uh, so the fundamental thing in advertising is to keep it really simple, like ultimate simplicity. You don't have to complex things. Advertising is about communicating any complex problem in the simplest, best possible format, right? So you just keep that as a thumb rule in your head, and every thinking, every mindset, or every problem you're tackling, try to make the solution so simple that it is really effective. It is deep driven into that root. Okay. Uh, I know there are like a lot of fundamental, queries coming into your head, a lot of things to be answered, but the entire process of the entire session will give you more clarity. And towards the end, I can answer all these problems or doubt, right? Now, this is a quote I would want to call out today. Advertising is honestly the best place where you can have the most fun with your clothes on. It is like phenomenal quote put forward by Jerry Della Femina. Right? This is really true. I am having, in fact, all this fun with my clothes on. Right? Now, what is advertising or what is communication to do with all this business? We are here to persuade people to believe in a product or service or idea by doing three things which are called three C's. Three C's are the most crucial things in advertising. And because of those three C's, the art of persuading works really well. So what are the three C's? First one is content. What you are putting in front of an audience mind, like in format of an ad or movie or whatever it is, the content has to be really strong. It has to be creative. If the content is really strong and creative, it will work. It will make wonders. Second is context. If your content is really good, but if you are giving it at the wrong place, then it won't work, right? So the context has to match the right content at the right place, right? Third is consumer. If you have the right content, right place, but you're giving it to the wrong consumer. For example, if you are an ad talking about a senior citizen benefit, and if you are talking about it uh, to a young guy, it won't work, right? So it has to be at the right place at the right time, right? Now, human minds are so complex. We have to work through their mindset and understand this problem and give them the simplistic solution. Always it has to be simplistic. So why? Because everybody, all the humans are unreasonable. They don't know what to think. They go behind what others are saying. They go behind the noise. So their mind is always cluttered with a lot of things. So we have to tell them something which is emotionally striking to get that response. Hmm? So if we can get them to feel on something, if you are telling them something through an ad, and if they can feel it, we can get them to act. So if the feeling is really emotional and it is conveying the right thing, they will definitely act on it. So now, uh, so this is the premise. This is what I want to talk about advertising. Now, what does advertising do? 20 years back, advertising created awareness. If the product is not aware, like people don't know about a product, advertising brought in awareness for the product. Then it brought in interest for the people to try on the product, right? Little bit small interest building. After that, it created a lot of desire for the product. Like, awesome ads talking about offers, talking about all these benefits, etc. It created a lot of desire in people, and that made people to take an action to buy a phone or buy a watch. So basically, if smartwatch is a category we want to talk about, we were not aware about smartwatch as a category, right? We were only aware about digital watch or analog watch. So the industry started creating awareness about the smartwatch, then slowly started building interest about the smartwatch by talking about the benefits. Then slowly the desire, talking about all those things, the style quotient about the smartwatch, the updates about the smartwatch. So they created the desire about the smartwatch. That made all the people to buy the smartwatch, the action part. Right? This was 20 years back. This format was followed 20 years back. Right now, there are multiple layers added to it. First one is awareness. We have to talk about the product. Then we have to create interest about the product. After we create interest about the product, people will need to get more. People have to consider that product. Okay, should I buy it or should I try it on? So the consideration has to be brought in. After that, there is an evaluation. So because there are a lot of options for people to check about the quality of the product through Amazon reviews, checking with the friends, etc. So after people consider a product, they will evaluate it. Is it good or not? Then they make a decision, and then they decide to purchase it. After that, they buy it, like the action. They buy it or they subscribe to it. Then, if they really like the product, then they repeat the purchase, right? They repeat the purchase. And if they're really loving the product, what they do is they tell their friends. They become really loyal to the product, that they tell their friends, relatives, everybody to buy the product. So that is loyalty and advocacy. So the funnel of awareness, interest, desire, action 20 years back has moved down to this bigger funnel. So we have to tackle everybody in all these layers through advertising, right? So to summarize, art of persuading someone to take an action by talking about some product, service, uh, or idea with good content, context, and consumer. That is called advertising. And another thumb rule is, if it is not creative enough, it won't sell the advertising. So it has to be highly creative. Again, another quote by Bill Burnback: creativity is the most powerful force in the business. Even though you have all the data in the world saying that these people buy this thing, these people buy this thing, if you have everything, all the data, all the insights, unless it is creatively communicated, people won't listen to your advertising. They will just skip your ads and they'll just go on to the next one. So creativity, how excellent you can bring in the creativity, it's all up to you. I think I covered on content, context, and consumer. I hope we are on the same page. So now I want to talk about how we arrive at a good piece of advertising. It has three parts: the head, heart, and the abdomen, right? Similarly, like planning, creative, and the media. So planning, what they do is they understand all the minute details about a problem. Saying, for example, if smartwatch is a category, they go to the market and they understand, okay, people want smartwatch, but the problem is that for them, smartwatch doesn't have long battery life. So these kind of insights or deep problems, the planning department brings into picture. So based on these problems identified by the planning department, the creative people come up with creative solutions, saying that, okay, I guess, for example, 7 days a battery life was good enough for the brand, but if you feel it is not good enough, we will upgrade it to 30 days. This kind of creative interaction the brand put forward, and they solve problems. So the ad will be really done well with a lot of good, celebrities or a good creative format. But eventually, planners are the one who identify the problem, and creative people respond to the problem. And the media department, what they do is, they, after everything is done, the ads are deployed in all the platforms. They make sure the ad is seen on Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hotstar, everywhere. This is the fundamental format. And what